Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to A Little Bit of Light. I'm Riley.
I'm Alexis.
And I'm Rachel.
Today, we're going to be talking about summer and body confidence, especially seeing all these bikini pictures and just all these Instagram pictures going around and how to not get discouraged about it. And today, we're going to have our guest, Miss Kraft, who's the psychology teacher, talk about it with us. So, thank you so much for being on the show, Miss Kraft.
Of course. Thanks for letting me join.
Okay, so Alexis, you can go ahead and start with our first question.
Okay, with summer coming up, and obviously, you see like the pictures and stuff. Miss Crab, I wanted to ask you, what would you say to the girls or boys who like feel discouraged or insecure within their bodies after seeing something like Kim Kardashian post a pic on Instagram?
Well, I think it's really important to think about that. Well, Kim Kardashian has tons of people out there that can make your pictures look really cute and pretty and stylish. And that's not real, right? Like those bodies that you're seeing on social media, they're all photoshopped and they're not what real bodies look like. And you've got to be confident in yourself that you have like a real body. And that's more representation of what the rest of the world looks like. And to be confident in yourself is what's going to help you feel like you are doing the things that are right out in the world. And if you're more concerned about things that like Kim Kardashian is posting or some random person on Instagram is posting, then taking a look at that and thinking like, what is it about their post that makes me want to do that? Can I like figure that out myself, or do I need to acknowledge that those aren't attainable goals for me or anybody because it's photoshopped, right? So it's just really important to look at yourself as you, right? You're not ever going to be anybody else, and it's really vital that you pay attention to like what you need. So don't get discouraged, right? Those things out there in social media, they're really there to make a lot of people feel bad about themselves. So looking at them and letting that sink into your brain is why a lot of people feel bad about themselves. So it's really important that you make sure that you are doing the things that you want to do because you want to do them, not because somebody else told you you should do it, right? Then eventually you're going to feel great and it's going to be your body that you're in, and you don't have to worry about anybody judging you because you're the one that's confident in your body.
I could not agree more with you, especially another thing is just because Kim Kardashian or whoever all these other influences are, just because they have a good body, that doesn't mean that's the ideal body type that you need to have. Everyone is beautiful in their own way, and I know everyone says that, but honestly it's true. And especially me and Rachel, our first episode was body image, and I think from since then my body confidence and everything has gone up extremely just because of the fact that I'm confident enough in myself to not care what other people have to say, because at the end of the day everyone is going to have an opinion of you, and it's up to you if you're going to let it affect you or not.
Right. And it's really smart to think about like those aren't how you should look, right? Your body is going to do the things that it wants to do, and not everybody's going to be stick figure thin or have Beyonce's body. That it's just not attainable, especially because some people's physiology is just not meant to look that way. So you can't force it to happen.
Yeah.
When I find
I
myself
want
questioning my body image, and whenever I see these Instagram models, they're always so perfect looking, and I'm like, if only. But I try not to compare myself to them, because I know that they could have, well, first of all, they could have worked really hard for those bodies. Sometimes it could be all natural and genuine, other times it could be fake. So it's very hard to not compare myself, but also very easy, because I'm well, when I look in the mirror, I can't just pinpoint things and change them, and I kind of like it that way. Rather, I still can work hard towards my body goal, but as of right now, I'm still okay with the way that I'm looking and the way that I'm feeling.
Well, Rachel, that's amazing because I remember in the beginning of the year we were both kind of like, but now it's like, yeah, now it's just like so much better.
Yeah, that's why we made that first episode about body
Yeah.
image, because we were like, not good.
Right. It's really important to think like, am I being healthy in the process too? Because if you're not being healthy, even if you're working out all the time, if you're working out too much, or if you're not eating enough to maintain a good body weight, like those things aren't going to help you look the way that you want to look based off of those magazine pictures either. And a lot of those people spend a good chunk of time like not eating healthy. And you're more likely to feel better and be more confident in yourself if you're eating good food and getting decent exercise and not forcing yourself to live in a calorie deficit. I've got to work out 3 hours a day type of thing, because that's going to make it even worse. Because then you're never going to actually feel confident in yourself if you feel like the only way that you're going to look better is if you keep working out.
It could get really dangerous.
Yeah,
Really stressful.
definitely. Especially with how stressful school can get too. Because if you let all the stress from school build up, and then you start to think about all the things that you're not doing to make yourself healthy, it's just going to make everything worse. And then your mental health is going to be even worse, not just your physical health. Yep.
Alexis, what do you think about like what we were all talking about body image and influencers?
I want to say that I feel like and so like our society heavily engraves that into like girls and boys like heads, that you have to look like Kim Kardashian, you have to look like Gigi Hadid because they're the ones out there. Like you have to look like freaking like John Cena, like The Rock. Like you have to look like these people because that's what society gives you. That's what's out there. You know, society like Victoria's Secret doesn't show, you know, like plus size women. They only show like stick figures, and you have to like realize like you if you want to change the way you look, change it for yourself. Don't change it because you want to look like Kim Kardashian. You want to look like, you know, The Rock, John Cena. You want to look like all these people because you don't know, even they have their own insecurities. Even they have stuff they want to work on. You know, like you may not have their lifestyle like the Rock, the John Cena, like they're wrestlers. They have a way different lifestyle than, you know, what I have, like what Riley may have, what Miss Kraft may have. Like they have different lifestyles. And I feel like it's our job to kind of take that away from little girls' minds because I wouldn't want my cousin to think that she has to look like Kim Kardashian. She has to, you know, have the perfect body that society deems to be perfect and beautiful when beauty isn't everything. There's, you know, like each culture has their own beauty that just because something is popular doesn't mean it's right. And I think that's very important to say, like what Miss Craft said about working out 3 hours a day. Like if you want to work out 3 hours a day, only if you feel good about it. If you feel the need to work out 3 hours a day to change the way you look, to look like this person, then that's unhealthy. You're creating an unhealthy relationship with yourself, and that's like bad. That's not healthy because it's end up gonna be a domino effect. You're gonna affect the way you feel about yourself. You're gonna affect your mental health and just the way you act around other people. And you know, like the way like Miss Cow said, like some people, you know, just like genetics are the way they are. Like I know like a big thing for like girls are like hip dips because like Kim K has like round hips or like Kylie Jenner has round hips. Like you you have this like your own genetics and your own blueprint. Embrace that because you are born with it. Your parents, you know, raised you and you like, and like you are born with your body. So you essentially should feel good about yourself because you only have one life to live, and I feel like you shouldn't live your life dwelling on. I really wishing you can look like these celebrities. So that's what I have to say about it.
I get
Yeah.
that 100%. Yeah. Especially like if you can't change it in 5 seconds, even like 5 minutes, like there's no point in stressing about it and like just freaking out about it and like letting that affect how you feel about yourself, because I don't know, just like you're all beautiful in your own way. Just like don't it doesn't matter what other people are gonna say, because everyone is gonna say something about whatever you do, regardless if it's good or bad, and not letting them affect you is also another really important thing. Because like before, like last year, I would barely post on Instagram because I was just like so scared of what people would say. But now I do post a lot, and it's honestly all I've gotten is good feedback, but just like that thought in the back of my head, like someone's gonna say something, it doesn't affect me anymore. And now I'm just like, if someone wants to say something, let them. But I like love myself enough to just not care. And it's not even a reflection of you, it's how they feel about themselves.
Definitely. And you need to make a community, like for yourself. Like if you are surrounded by friends and people that support you in the things that you do, then your confidence is going to skyrocket. And it's if you're letting those people who are like negative and bring you down all the time, if you let those people into your life all the time, then you're just never going to feel good enough. So making a point to say, you're not good for me and my mental health. I don't think our relationship should continue. That's a really like strong thing that somebody who's really set on making sure that their mental health is going to like be stable for the rest of their life. That's what you should be focusing on, because a lot of times most people don't really care what you look like, and they don't worry about that kind of stuff. They're more concerned about who you are and if you have a good personality, and if they're going to bring you down, then why be with them or why be around them?
Yeah, I've cut off a lot of friends just solely because of the point they're affecting my mental health in a bad way. And ever since then, like it's just been so much better. Like I feel like a weight's been like taken off my shoulders because I don't have to deal with these negative and like just really bad people. Not like bad people, but a bad person for me in my life.
Yeah, I've actually done the same. There was this one person who, who, she was very difficult to deal with, and like we would all have to just like tiptoe around her because you say one thing and she explodes, and that's just not a way to live. And like she was the type of person that would be like, "Oh, like you're wearing that," or like something like that. And when I'm like, "Excuse me, I thought I looked pretty," I still do. And so
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
when I dropped her, I was like, "Oh, feels like Disneyland."
That's great. Okay, so we're actually going to go on a quick little break, but when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about mental health during the summer. So we'll see you guys.
and welcome back to a little bit of light. So previously in the first half, we talked about summer mental health, and now we're gonna throw in some more serious topic, which is bullying. So Rachel, take it away.
I've had my fair share of like bullied moments. Definitely in middle school, it was a big thing for me when I was bullied. But I think most of the time now it's more of like harassment in which I'm more of sexualized as a person, especially, during the summertime, everyone wants to post about their body. And, I kind of strayed away from that over time because I got more sexualized than I wanted to. I mean, I didn't really want to get sexualized in the first place. I just kind of wanted to post a picture of myself. And, you know, guys and girls took that to a different level and would change that and morph my vision of myself. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. And so this summer, I'm going into I'm going to do it more because it's not my problem and harassment is never okay. And so I think if you find yourself wanting to say something about another person's body in kind of in a sexual kind of way or in a negative kind of light, just don't do it. It's not your place to say anything and it's never a compliment. And, Miss Kraft, if you have anything to add on to that.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good point. Like, you have to remember that people's bodies don't have anything to do with you. Like, it's concern about yourself. That's what you should, you do you and let everybody else do them. And if you have an opinion of somebody that doesn't have anything pertaining to do with something that should happen, then leave them alone, right? And for those people that feel like they're just always getting called out for like maybe you posted a picture that you were in your swimsuit and somebody like made some comments about you, like you got to remember that those people that are making those comments about your body or what you look like or the clothes that you wear, they probably have more insecure issues than you do, right? They probably grew up in a household where their parents didn't treat them very well. And so the only thing that they know how to do is take it out on other people, right? So ignore them. Their comments mean nothing. You probably are doing great and nothing's wrong with what you're doing. And you should keep doing the things that you want to do and ignore those people. And if they get aggressive or if they get too mean for you to handle it, then block them. Like, you don't need to have them on your socials. You don't need to see them post things or make comments about things that why bother messing with something that they're just going to keep dragging you down for, right? So give them a little ounce of they probably just have a crappy home life, and then if they're too mean to you, then get rid of them. You don't need them on your socials.
One thing that really would bother me, I mean, it still kind of does, but like I don't really act on it, is the assumptions people make just because of what I choose to wear or like how I choose to, like just how I choose to dress in general. Like the clothes that I wear have nothing to do with they have nothing to do with who you really are and what you do. And it's just like, that used to really bother me. And I wouldn't post and I wouldn't because I didn't want these people like telling me oh, like you're dressing provocative, just making all these assumptions. And now it's just like, if you want to make them, that's great, but I don't need to hear them. Like I genuinely don't care. And what Miss Kraft was saying, what they're telling you, it has nothing to do with you. It doesn't. It's coming from either jealousy or their own insecurities, how they feel about themselves, and they're taking it out on you. And just know, like, you're so much stronger and you're so much like, just you're doing better than them, and just don't let them, how do I say this? Don't let how they think of themselves affect how you think of yourself, right? They're going to need something to take it out on. And if that person is you, then great. But like she said, block them. Like, don't let them, just don't let them affect you.
I feel like everyone is like gonna say like what they're gonna say. Like not everyone, like what you said, like not everyone's gonna agree with you. Like not everyone's gonna essentially like you. Like not everyone in the world is like gonna like you. And I feel like that's a normal part of life that we have to accept. And like spiraling into like don't let someone affect the way you feel about yourself. Getting into that, I feel like in ways there are different types of bullying. Like you can be your own bully. You can be the only person beating yourself up. Like for me personally, like I'm sure Miss Kraft knows, like I've been in hip hop club for 3 years and I criticize myself the hardest and like with having like the support of like my friends like Angelica and Jada, like having like their support and telling me like, oh, you did good, helps me like build, like stop bullying like myself and stop being so hard on myself because essentially you are your biggest critic. Like personally for me, I don't know about anyone else, like no one will hurt me the way that I ever like hurt myself or the way that I ever talk bad about myself because you don't see your accomplishments. I feel like as humans we're more focused on like the negative parts of our life. So even if like those trolls do get to you, it can either break you or it can either make you. And it's your choice to choose between the two. But making sure that one, you're not bullying yourself, because if you are constantly saying like, oh, I don't look good, or oh, I didn't do good in this, someone else is gonna think that you are doing good, and that's the people you need to surround yourself with, because there's also toxic friendships that has like bullying isn't seen with a naked eye. Because looking back at some of my friendships, they bullied me, and at the time I didn't realize that. So I think there are different types of bullying, and we have to realize that. So that's all I have to say.
That's really smart. And thinking about your friends that are like really positive to you all the time, they're not going to lie to you, right? Like if you're having a bad day and you come to school and you get to class and they're like, hey, what's wrong? Like, why are you so sad? And you're just like, I feel like I look so dumb in my outfit, but like I thought it looked good. And then I got here and I feel like somebody like made a funny face at me. If they're telling you, no, girl, like you look great, like they're not lying. They believe that you look great, and you should use that as a little confident boost. Like why would my best friend lie to me about me looking good? Like if I really looked bad, or if something looked bad in my outfit, I'm sure that my friend would be like, hey, by the way, like that outfit doesn't look too good. Or like, hey, maybe you should like fix your shirt because it looks funny. Like if they're telling you you look great, then you look great, right? Don't keep thinking about how you in your mind think you look terrible, because people out there think you look awesome and you should rock it, because that's going to help you with your confidence for sure.
Yeah, my best friend, ooh, she she never lies to me. She'll say it outright because we spent like our middle school time just kind of like getting to know each other and sugarcoating each other. Now we just don't care. And it's in a way that like it's not going to hurt me and it's not going to hurt her because we just know each other to be that way. And so if I'm wearing something that looks stupid and I think so, she'll be like, yeah, he probably should have rethought that, huh? It's never bad. Or like my other best friend, he'll tell me, but in more of a sarcastic way, which is like my favorite. It like makes me laugh and then it makes me rethink what I was doing. Oh, he's very witty, and I think that's my favorite part about him. Like those two friends are like my favorite people, and those are the two people that I would never want to let go. And I think, finding people like that is just the best form of therapy for somebody, especially dealing with bullies.
And then having those, oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. And then having those real friends, it like outshines the bullies. Like if you're surrounding yourself with amazing people, the people who have something rude to say, this doesn't really it doesn't matter to you. And that's how it is with me. Like I've finally found this amazing friend group. And now like the people who try to bring me down, it's more of like, it just doesn't bother me because I have those people.
Right. And those should be the people that you try and keep for as long as possible, right? Like keep them throughout high school and college, and because they're the people that even if you lose touch with each other in 10 years, you could still, send them an invitation to your wedding and they're like, yeah, I'm there, duh. Like, why wouldn't I be there? So those are the friends that you got to keep. And then the ones that, give you those like side eye looks and those like subtly not so nice, like reverse compliments where they're like, oh yeah, that looks really nice. My grandma has glasses like those. Like who compliments people like that? Those type of people, those are the ones that you should distance yourself from, especially because they're eventually going to just make you feel bad all the time.
Definitely. I want to take them to my family barbecues and everything.
Yeah. The ones that you're like, Mom, I can't wait for you to meet them because they're so cool.
Yeah.
Those are the type of friends you want to keep. Yep.
For me, like what Miss Carr said about the friends, like these are like the friends like you don't normally think like you'd find. Like most of my close friends like came from like the pop club, like people who I've known since I was like when I was a freshman and they're seniors, like I still talk to them when they're in college. And it's like I know like those people are gonna be like my real like are my real friends because they are like there for me and they like continue to like show positivity. Like when I do like not bully myself or if they see someone, comment something mean, they'll be like, hey, like are you okay? Like truthfully, like are you okay? Like are you sure this person didn't get into your mind and kind of like create this negative space in your head. So I think having, a support system and those friends are really good. But like if you don't have friends, because I was at a point in my life where I didn't get bullied and I didn't have friends, like the only backbone I had was my own. And, speak up for yourself, tell a trusted teacher. Um, like you can't have someone constantly bullying you, like not even online, like in person, like in high school, elementary school, middle school, college, even. Like speak up for yourself if you don't have that support system. Find a trusted teacher. Um, try like just talk it out with somebody. That's like the biggest thing that I was taught in elementary school that I think is so important. Like you can't be scared because it can get worse if you don't talk more about it. So I think finding ways to kind of stand up for yourself and put a stop to this. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think keeping it in is probably the worst thing you could do because in reality, like you're not the only one going through getting bullied. So like telling like your best friend, telling your parents if you're close with them, or even a teacher, like it really does a lot. And one, you would get advice, like you get advice how to deal with it, and two, like you can put a stop to it.
Yeah, definitely don't keep it to yourself. If you're struggling with anything, whether or not it's like somebody bullying you and making you feel bad, or like you yourself just are, like Alexis said, like your biggest bully, like if you were having issues with like your own thoughts about how you feel like you're like not good enough, or if you're not accomplishing enough, definitely reach out to people. Reach out to your friends or your parents or teachers, or find the school psychologist or somebody. There's plenty of people around that are willing to like listen to you and help you, and are there to make sure that like you're okay. And because they don't want to see anything happen to you, they don't want to see you get bullied, they don't want to see you feel bad about yourself, because that's gonna mess with your own mental health, right? And then you're going to get to your senior year of high school and suddenly you feel like you are lost in the world, and you're going to graduate high school and you have no idea what you're doing because you spent all this time just feeling bad for yourself, and now you're like, my life is like over, like I don't know what to do, right? You don't want to get to those points, because then it's really hard to make yourself feel like you're going to be okay again. But we're all here. We're here to make sure that you're okay. And there's lots of people that you can reach out to. Heck, you could just even ask probably a random stranger in the hallway. Like if you're really struggling and you need help, like ask somebody. Don't let it sit there forever. Don't let it melt your mind and make you feel like you're struggling all the time.
There's also like online resources too. If you don't want it to be like, if you don't want people to know, like there's anonymous, there's like on our school website on the Little Bit of Light page, we do have a slideshow of many different types of resources. There's like the suicide hotline, that like there's just so many, not like to that serious of an extent, but there's so many other resources that you can go to and use.
Definitely smart to go to check it out for sure.
Yeah, honestly, being able to talk to somebody is the best kind of feeling when you know you can trust them. Like, for example, I can definitely trust Miss Kraft with if I want to vent or if I want to complain about something, or if I'm just feeling so low that I need to talk to somebody. Miss Kraft is just so great. Like one of the people that won't sugarcoat things and won't just say something to make me feel better now. Like she will definitely help me for the long run, and that's really special to me. And so I'm glad that you were here to like guest with us, because man, I love you, and you're like favorite teachers that I've received. And I wish you were kind of there with me in middle school too, because that's when like bullying was like heightened for me. And like you would have been there to tell me what I think now, which is like, man, like, you would have definitely been there for me. And I think that's great. Also, Riley and Alexis, like it's so easy to talk to them, and being able to co-host with them is one of my favorite things. And even though I wasn't able to do much this semester, they never really left me out of the loop and things, and it made me really happy to be there. And they're the people that I want to keep close. And even if we stop talking in another 10 years, it's not going to matter because you guys are invited to my wedding no matter what.
I'll be there for sure.
Showers,
I'll be
like,
there.
yeah, like no matter what bully you face, whether it's your own, whether if it's your family, or just insecure, sad little people that you meet along the way, like the people around you that that can help you are the ones that are so much more worth focusing on, and making sure that they're okay. Like looking out for each other is the biggest thing that I think I can try to say is, you got to look for not only yourself, but take care of the people that you care about the most, because at the end of the day, they're all you have.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're gone, then what are you going to do? So
One little bully is nothing compared to how many amazing people that you have in your life and that you will find along the way. You just can't let them ruin that for you. It's just crazy. Me and Rachel, like in the beginning of this year, we were like, oh, we want to start a mental health show. And it actually, like, our idea is like happening. And it's just like, I'm really grateful that we were able to put out a show for mental health. And this semester going live, it's been amazing. So I'm so excited to see what this show has in store for next year when the other kids take over. But now we're at time, so thank you guys so much for watching. We all really appreciate it. This was probably like one of my favorite episodes we've done. You guys can still fill out the form. It is anonymous, and you can ask questions. I believe it's on our website, and we also have on the HMG website. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Alexis and Rachel, for an amazing year. And thank you, Miss Kraft, so much for being the guest. Really appreciate you.
Anytime. I loved it. This is a great show. I think it's a good thing to have at school.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.